Dear students, in last part of chapter first, that is reproduction in lower and higher plants, we studied about abiotic agents which are responsible for pollination. In this part, we will study about biotic agents which are responsible for the process of pollination. As you know, the biotic agents, it means they are the living agents. They includes insect, bat, birds, snails, etc. So, biotic agents, they are near about 80%, and plants require the help of these insects or these snails, birds, bats, etc. for their transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another flower. These also sustain our ecosystem and produce natural resources by helping plants to reproduce. So, biotic agents are the agents which are the living agents, and they are required for the flowering plants. Their requirement is necessary for the flowering plants to transfer the pollen grain from anther to the stigma. Generally, they are insect, birds and bats. So, today here we will study about first the pollination which takes place with the help of insect. Pollination by insects, it is also known as entomophily. Phily means attraction. The flowers which attracts the insect for transfer of pollination, that flowers, they are showing some adaptations. For example, in jasmine, rose, their color is attractive or they are having good scent also. So, adaptation in entomophilous flowers are as follows. They are large, the flower size is very large, showy and often brightly colored. The flowers produce sweet odor or smell and have nectar glands. The stigma is rough due to presence of hair, or the stigma is sticky due to mucilaginous secretion. The pollen grains are spiny and they are surrounded by yellow sticky substance which is known as pollen kit. Some plants have special adaptations for the insect visitor to help in cross pollination. For example, in salvia flower, the turnpike mechanism or lever mechanism is observed. In salvia, this flower has developed a special mechanism for entomophily. It produces bisexual flower which are protandrous. It means the pollen grains, they mature before the maturation of the gynoecium. The two stamens of lower have long bifurcated connective, that is upper lobe is fertile and lower lobe is sterile. When insects sit on the flower, the lower lobe is pushed down and upper lobe bends over the back of insect to deposit the pollen grains. When the same insect visit another flower with matured gynoecium, the pollen grains are picked up by the respective stigma, and in this way cross pollination is successfully done with the help of insects in salvia flower. So, this is a special lever mechanism type modification we observed. In biotic pollination, plants are adapted to encourage the specific pollinators they need. They are said to have developed pollination contrivances. Plants and pollinators have co-evolved physical characteristics that make them to interact successfully. Such characteristics are considered pollination syndromes. You may see bumblebee early in year as they try to find a suitable place to establish a nest and rear a colony. If you find a bumblebee nest, please leave it alone. Their nest lasts only for a season. Educate the world about the need to help the bees. Now we will see about the another type. Pollination by birds, it is known as ornithophily. Only few types of birds are specialized for pollination. They usually have small size and long beaks. For example, sunbirds and hummingbirds. Some ornithophilous plants are bombax, bottlebrush, butia, etc. They are showing adaptation. Flowers, they are usually brightly colored, large and showy. They secrete profuse dilute nectar. Pollen grains are sticky and spiny. Flowers are generally without fragrance as birds have poor sense of smell. Remember. So see here, hummingbirds, they are sucking the nectar, at the same time they are doing the process of pollination. It is ornithophily type of pollination. Now third one, that is pollination by bats. It is known as chiropterophily. Bats can transport pollens over long distance, sometimes several kilometers also. Adaptations which are observed in chiropterophilous flowers, they are as flowers are dull colored with strong fragrance. They secrete abundant nectar. Flowers produce large amount of edible pollen grains. For example, Kadamba tree. You know, in Radha Krishna's tale, Kadamba tree. So the flowers or Kadamba plant, they are pollinated by these bats. Then baobab tree, then saugek tree or kigelia tree. So these plants, they are showing, they are having actually not a very good smell, but that smell is that smell is favorite smell or attractive smell for the bats. So these are the three biotic agents mainly which are responsible for the process of pollination. So they are known as the biotic agents responsible for the process of pollination. One is the entomophily, another one that is the ornithophily, and the third one that is the chiropterophily. Thank you.